Your favorite fat boys.
Man, what it's like, bitch.
What's up, everybody? Your favorite fat boy, Jerron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. your sedition counselor, a.k.a. your insurrection manager.
Insurrection manager. What do you direct traffic?
Hey, you gotta have somebody out there coordinating when you do an insurrection.
You right. And they did that. When did it happen? Wednesday? They needed somebody out there directing traffic.
That's all I'm saying. It would have went a lot better if they had somebody out there coordinating the effort.
So we'll say welcome back to your favorite Fat Boys podcast. We took a small little break, because of the corona and everything, and I haven't been feeling all that well, but I'm feeling a little better these days, so want to give this another shot, and hopefully Stefan will turn the heat on.
I turned the heat on.
You didn't turn the heat on.
did.
I'm still cold.
Just because you cold doesn't mean the heat wasn't on.
The heat ain't on. If the heat's on, then it is not on because I'm still cold.
No,
you
the
lying
heat's
to me.
Not on now because we're recording.
Okay.
Bring you a space heater.
I will. In a trash can set a bonfire behind me too.
I mean, whatever you got to do. Move along.
So, 2020 was an interesting year. How would you describe your 2020?
My 2020 was much like my 2019, except without all the crotch grinding. So, pretty similar for me.
My 2020 was, I would say, was rough for me. I was in the hospital 3 times in 2020. And the last time I was in the hospital for like over a week. And I got pneumonia. I had blood clots in my chest. And I really haven't really felt the same after that. Like I don't have like a second gear per se. I can walk like the mall and everything, but I just feel like I get winded really easily.
Right.
So those pneumonia and the blood clots definitely took a hit on me. So and then just trying to get put on the transplant list has been a task by itself because of the whole pandemic and COVID thing and everything. They not seeing patients as frequently as they were.
Yeah, you guys don't take priority.
Which I totally understand. But in all honesty, Stefan, it's been a whole year since I started the process. Like the 7th. What's the day's date? The 9th? Yeah, today's the 9th.
Today's the 10th.
Oh, today's the 10th. I'm sorry. The 7th, January 7th, it's been a whole year since I started this whole process. I'm still not on the list. And then I understand that once I started this, and then like right in February, or the end of February, is when the COVID hit and the pandemic had started and all of that.
Right.
So everything kind of was paused. But like, it's been no movement on their end to like kind of like once things kind of like die down a little bit to let's get this ball rolling again. So.
Well, this is things that everybody knew was going to happen during the pandemic because normal hospital shit is going to keep occurring regardless of whether or not people take the pandemic seriously. And since many people have not, coronavirus numbers explode, hospitals get taxed, all the other people get on the back burner, and then you have COVID-19 adjacent deaths that only happen because hospitals are taxed because of COVID-19.
Right. So, but I didn't get COVID. I didn't contract COVID-19. Thank goodness. I know you haven't.
Yep. I treat COVID-19 the same way I treat STDs. I ain't never had one.
That's good. I know 2 people that had got coronavirus, but they had like mild symptoms, and now they do quarantine for like the 10 days.
Right. Yeah. I know one person at least one person who's gotten it.
Okay. So. But I'm looking forward to 2021 hopefully being a smoother year for my health, and I get put on the transplant list, and I gotta wait for those who come available, of course, those organs. But I just want things to move along with this whole ordeal, because going to dialysis is taking its toll. It never fun to begin with, but that's also becoming tiring as well.
Right.
So, and I want to go back to going to movie theaters again.
Well, silver lining, there are vaccines that have 95% efficacy. They are available, but also within that silver lining, the Trump administration has been slow to roll out, and people aren't getting vaccinated at the speed at which they're supposed to get us on track for having herd immunity by the summertime. So hopefully with the Biden administration, we'll see a change in that.
What does at least herd immunity again?
It means that enough people have either had the virus or had the vaccine so that it doesn't have anybody to spread to.
Okay.
Because if your body knows how to fight it, you won't be able to get it and spread it to anybody else.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of, you quickly mentioned it. We have a new president-elect, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is a VP. So, what would you think of the president, the election outcome? Did you think he would win, or did you think he would get reelected, or not reelected?
No, I thought Biden was going to win just based off of the number of people who were turning out to vote. Mm-hmm. It's been shown time and time again that when more people are capable of voting and able to vote, that Democrats win, because truth and facts have a very liberal bias. So Republicans represent a small minority of the voting population. So the fact that they are constantly able to control government blows my fucking mind. In the mind of anybody who does politics at all. It makes absolutely no sense that a small minority of the population can control government to that extent.
That's very true. Yeah, because it seems like it's always more Democrats than Republicans.
It definitely is.
So, yeah, for them to have so much to run the House at one point, and they're always having control of the Senate, it seems like it's just a share shake.
Yeah, and at some point in time, we really need to address the whole electoral college thing, because Trump should have never been in office to begin with. But
he really shouldn't have been. And if you don't believe that he was an unfit president before these last couple of days, I just don't see how he was a fit president to begin with during his 2016 campaign run.
He said a lot of shit that would have tanked anybody's presidential run, but it didn't. And recently, he's done a lot of shit that would have gotten anybody else arrested, tarred, and feathered.
Not tarred and feathered.
Arrested and tarred and feathered.
You want to stay away from being stoned.
Shit, might as well be. So how do you incite a riot as the president of a country? You incite a riot against not only just your own government, but members of your own fucking party.
He said anybody can get it.
Telling you, say, hey, I've been saying that this election has been fraudulent for a long time. Y'all couldn't figure it out. My lawyers couldn't figure it out. The courts couldn't figure it out. I got a bunch of people here. We gonna figure it out.
Yeah, the power of the people definitely showed up in the wrong way though. And it was just really sad to see he was able to incite these people to that extent that they stormed the Capitol. I
mean, they had been posting about doing it for some time. Mm-hmm.
They had merchandise.
Oh yeah.
They had merchandise with
Civil War shirts. Shit. Yeah, MAGA Civil War. And the fact of the matter is that they had been online on various social media sites planning this shit. And the fact that they were able to accomplish what they did shows you about what the people in charge feel about at least this group of people who were doing the rioting. Because even President-elect Joe Biden said it, and everybody says it, and everybody knows it, that it doesn't bear repeating, but I will repeat it. If this was a bunch of black folks, there'd be a whole lot more bodies than 5.
It definitely would be. I'm shaking my head. You probably can't see me shaking my head, but
if there was a bunch of black folks who stormed the Capitol, it'd be a whole lot more bodies than 5.
Hell yeah. it'd be a bunch of people killed, a whole lot of arrests, a whole lot of injured, and you seen that over like the summertime when they were doing the protesting, and it turned
against police brutality, where they turned up the police brutality,
right, with shooting people in the face with rubber bullets and stuff, and then having that kid from Kenosha shoot what, 2 people, 3 people,
shot 3 people, killed 2
people, yeah, and he was able to walk around with a firearm like he's part of the damn police department. So it just goes to show you that what we've been saying all along, not we per se, but what the black people have been saying all along is that y'all don't treat us fairly in these situations, and you want to know why we protesting for equal rights or for fair treatment, because you let white people police reform, defund the police. Because you let the white people just do whatever they want to do. You let them march to those state buildings with firearms in hand, and let them get to the steps. Don't arrest nobody. Don't nothing. Dishonor nothing. You let them peacefully be. But you harass a black man or a black woman. You wrongfully shoot a woman that's sleeping on an apartment.
Now, I won't say that they just let them be. Some of the police officers did, but there were definitely some police officers who were trying to hold the line, but they were woefully understaffed and underprepared because the people in charge wanted them that way.
Yeah, they got a couple videos out now showing that some congressmen let them in.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they busted out the windows. They were going to get in that building, but the fact of the matter is Capitol Police didn't have access to gear and weaponry and people by design, by the people in charge. They were like, nah, we good.
And there was an officer that was killed he's bludgeoned to death.
Yeah, with a fire extinguisher. Well, he later died of his injuries, but he got beat over the head with a fire extinguisher.
Right. And that was like the first death they had of a Capitol policeman since like either the 1800s or the early 1900s.
Yeah, it's been quite a number of years.
Yeah, so that just goes to show you that they can keep shit on lock and well protected when they want to, but for some reason this was like a whole.
Hey, when there were disabled people who protested at the Capitol buildings, they dragged their asses down out of their wheelchairs and shit. So, but the thing of the matter is, if anybody who didn't believe that Trump was a white supremacist, smack yourself. Smack yourself.
He during his debate with Joe Biden, I can't remember
stand back and stand by.
Yeah,
for the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
Denounce white supremacy. Well, who do you want me to denounce? I'll denounce whoever you want. The Proud Boys. Give me a name. The Proud Boys. Okay, fine. Stand by. Stand ready.
Stand back and stand by. In which January 6th was the culmination of them standing by.
Yeah, they were ready.
But all I know is Republicans, because let's get this straight, everyone who was at this convention identifies as Republican. I hate to say it, Republicans breed white supremacy because this is what you've shown. The good thing about the Republicans that have been downplaying the pandemic is that most of these people stormed the Capitol with no mask. Makes them easily identifiable.
They had like a lot of people that they're taking like pictures of being on Nancy Pelosi's desk and taking the podium.
Yeah, they're rounding them all up.
They rounded them all up.
FBI is having a field day rounding everybody up and getting information because you people decided to storm a Capitol building, cause an insurrection, and not wear a mask.
That was smart, and also too. Let's not get the underlying note here. They probably spread COVID rampant through that.
They're looking at this like it's going to be a super spreader event. This is definitely going to be a super spreader event.
So not only did with Trump, not only did he start this, he's also had these super spreader events.
Yeah, all of his rallies turned into super spreader events. Just about all of the rallies that he's thrown within the past year, where Republicans have denied that the COVID virus is as dangerous and as deadly as it has been. All of those rallies where he pretty much was just jerking himself off have become super spreader events.
And the death toll in America is what, over 300,000 right now?
We're almost at 400K.
Shit.
We are almost at 400K deaths related to COVID-19.
People, please wear your mask out in public. Please wash your hands. Please take this serious.
Social distance.
Yes, when you're out and about, it's real. Like I don't know anybody that's died from it. Thank goodness. But I do know a couple of people that have gotten it, and it's serious. You know, I'm not afraid. I'm not saying I'm afraid to go out and everything, but right now in Baltimore City, they have taken away indoor-outdoor dining for the time being, at least for like another 2 weeks, and I think that's a good thing. You know, to get these numbers down. I do feel for the restaurant owners at the same time as well, with the restaurant owners and the employees. Because this is how they made their money, and me and someone both have worked in food service before, so
right.
You know, we all know about that labor cost, and like, you know, you work in a shift, and just, you know, it's dead, so you gotta let somebody go.
The major issue with this is it's been a failure of our government, and I hate to point the finger at one particular party, but hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, have denied any kind of COVID relief play to happen. Because reasons,
you can bail out the airplane companies and the banks
they can
stuff.
You know, give a shit ton of tax cuts to rich folks, but deciding that okay, people need to hunker down and give them money so that they could do that, like most other civilized nations, first world nations have done, just giving people money every month until they can get the numbers down and stop spreading the virus. They just say, no, fuck them. Because we America, this is how we do things. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing being a nation of technology and science, because again, we're 2021 now, and you see evidence that, okay, this system works here, this system works there, these systems work, and you said, nah, we're not going to do that.
We're not gonna use that. We're gonna use this old archaic format here.
Right. And it's, again, I hate to point the fingers at one particular party, but hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's them over there. So we'll hopefully with the Atlanta Georgia runoff election. The 2 seats there are both Democrat.
Yep.
So
Republicans no longer have
control the Senate.
Yep. The majority control. Mitch McConnell is no longer the majority Senate leader. Bitch.
Fuck that nigga.
So we'll be able to see some change, hopefully. And now this will definitely go as Biden will not be able to have an excuse for not getting things into play. Granted, he has a shit ton of work.
Oh yeah, he's gonna need 3 terms.
Shit ton of work.
He gonna need 3 terms easy.
A shit ton of work.
And when I say about 3 terms, he's gonna need 2 full terms. Kamala going to pick up the next term, another term after that.
To reverse the damage that Trump and the Republican administration has done in the past 4 years is going to take a shit ton of work.
Right. That's one thing Obama had a lot of problems with, is that he never had a Democratic Senate.
Oh, he did in his first term, in the first 2 years. He did have that.
But he still didn't get a lot done. Right. I don't want to say either.
Well,
Obama didn't get a lot done.
He did. I will say, because you got to remember that right before he was elected, we had a recession.
Yeah,
Bush caused a recession, and Obama was the person in charge that led us out of the recession, and lowered the United States deficit, creating job creation, all that good shit. He does have a decent record in terms of building the economy.
Yeah,
and then Trump took a great economy that was built under the Obama administration and fucked it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Trump fucked that economy like it was the best pussy on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Bigly. So, Joe Biden is going to have his hands full trying to,
How old is Joe Biden? 78?
Yeah.
Man.
He going to look like he's 92 in the first term, so.
You ain't never lied. Because Obama was going through it after the second term.
Right.
But the point I was going to make was that he did get things accomplished. I think that it was a unrealistic expectation from black people that they thought that
he was going to change the world. Yeah,
do more for them, and he couldn't reach down to like that local level to really make changes. Someone into
I mean the thing that happens is that at that local level, Republicans have stacked the cards so that they will get elected. Mm-hmm. That has always been the case. Between voter suppression, gerrymandering of districts, Republicans have stacked the deck so that they will get elected. And then their only platform, because even if you look at the Republicans' platform, as in the things that they said that they're going to do, they don't have a platform. They haven't had a platform for a long time. Their only platform is block the Democrats. And that's not a platform. You can't help people just by blocking the Democrats. That's not a platform. And the Republicans have not had a platform. So if the only thing that you can do is block the Democrats, that means anytime that Democrats take office, they won't be able to get shit done. Because again, with the Obama administration, that's all they did. Once they were able to control the Senate, they just blocked every fucking thing he did. Yeah. And that became the only thing that of note that they could do. I mean, Mitch McConnell said one of the greatest, things that he accomplished in his career was blocking all of Obama's Supreme Court justice picks. How the fuck is that an accomplishment?
And the thing about it, you would think that even though you have your choice in party, what you represent, the end goal of the day should be to help the people. That's what you're there for, to help the people.
Represent your people. Right. What your people want.
Who is he helping by doing that?
I guess I would need to ask the question of, I've talked to people who identify as Republican. What are your ideals? What do you think that your people, that your elected officials should do to represent you? And if the only thing that you can think of is stop helping anybody who I believe is doing worse than me, then maybe you should find a different society to be in.
And I think they also probably should make an age requirement, because if you're past 65 and still trying to carry out those old ideals and ideologies,
move to the side. Let some people who are growing up, your decisions will affect. Let them at least have some say in deciding how it goes down.
Exactly. That's why I like Brandon Scott being. He's not that much older than us, that he's been elected mayor, and I feel like. He's taking on a hard job right now with getting these restaurants, telling the restaurants like, hey, we got closed out the indoor and outdoor dining for temporary to get these numbers down. And a lot of restaurant owners and probably a lot of employees don't like it, but it's a necessary thing that has to be done. Again,
but that part of the problem is the fact that, sure, I can say, you need to shut down so that we can stop spreading this disease. But then I'm also telling you that you can go home and starve because you don't have a safety net. We don't have a safety net as a country. We decided that, fuck a safety net. So when people are doing bad, it's because it's your fucking fault. Because if you were doing better, then you wouldn't be doing bad when shit hits the fan, which is not supposed to be how a society works.
That's very true.
So that's why there's always going to be people who are resistant to, hey, you need to lock down, you need to stay in the fucking house. Then they said, okay, I don't go anywhere, I stay in the house, but I can't go to work, I can't pay my rent. And the government isn't going to give me any kind of money so I can subsidize that, even though they should.
Yeah, because $600 is not, $1,200 is not enough.
Oh, fuck no.
And $600 was enough to cover nothing.
The fact that they thought that $1,200 stimulus check was supposed to last for months, when the average fucking rent in the United States is like $1,000.
Exactly. So they're not what's the word? They're not in tune with what's going on with the people.
Oh yeah. So most of which is, again, I find it so odd that people continue to vote Republican. especially because the majority of Republicans are in a very low wage bracket, but most of the Republican candidates are millionaires. So how do you think that a person who's been a millionaire the majority of their life can represent you and your values when they've never lived it?
Very good point.
So 2020 has been a weird year to flip the table over about how fucked up the U.S. really is.
But it need to be flipped over, though.
Oh, yeah, it definitely needed to be.
So, well, at least, I guess a couple of things you can look at as a silver lining, but Trump being out of office is definitely an upside.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just worried what he might do between now and the 20th. Because they are.
Yeah, the House is, writing up articles of impeachment. But the fact of the matter is, it's already been stated by several senators, Republican senators, that,
they won't sign it.
Right. Do what you can do to avoid it. Because, again, as pointed out, there are at least 131 members of Congress, both, Senate and the House of Representatives, Republicans, who backed Trump's fraudulent claim that there was mass voter fraud, even though there was absolutely no evidence of it. And that's honestly should be about, 132 members of Congress who need to be removed.
Hell yeah.
Because it's in the Constitution. If you back seditious acts, you can no longer serve on the government. Because that just makes sense. How the hell can you serve the government if you are actively trying to overthrow the government?
Secretly.
No, they weren't secret about it.
Yeah, you're right. That's secretly.
They weren't fucking secret about it. So,
I believe Trump was doing a great job. Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah, so there's a
name and seat number?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, time for you to go. Either you resign or get expelled. But yeah,
it's time for new blood. And not I shouldn't say new blood because it seems like it's been like a lot of bloodshed period this week.
I wouldn't even say new blood. It's time for the Republican Party as it exists now, the GOP, the Grand Old Party. It's time for them to die. I don't even know what they're supposed to represent anymore.
And how are they helping people? Like, one of the biggest things that Trump has done with, I don't know, I don't think he raised our taxes so much, but Amazon netted, I think, like $12 billion like 1 year. They didn't pay no tax.
That's not even a Trump thing. That has been a problem with large corporations not paying taxes for a long time. Yeah. That needs to be addressed and fixed.
But again, Amazon netted $12 billion as profit.
Oh, yeah.
No taxes.
They have tons of ways and loopholes to funnel money.
But y'all won $473 from me.
Hey, anybody who thought that the Trump tax cut was a tax cut, you're about to get your ass handed to you because it was not. It was a tax deferral. In 2021, it all comes to roost.
Well, hopefully we get our $2,000 STEMI.
Well, it's going to need to be more than just that. It'll definitely pass now since the Senate and the House are controlled by Democrats. So the plans that they wanted to pass, because again, the House had already passed a new stimulus relief back in May. And Mitch McConnell's like, this bitch is going to sit on my desk.
What is this?
And he never brought the shit to vote.
A bill to help you niggas?
He never brought that shit to vote. So all of the bills that they wanted to pass to help the American people will be able to pass now. But like I said,
he can go to hell in the handbasket.
Yeah, the Republican Party needs to die. And right now, what we're saying, especially with the storming of the Capitol building, is the death throes of the Republican Party. It's them fighting to stay alive. Mm-hmm. And they back Trump because that cult of personality, that people like him for reasons that I will never understand. And he fired up their base. So they backed him full-heartedly. Mm-hmm. And when he failed and fractured their party and fucked them up, because one of the reasons that they lost Georgia is because of Trump. Because the fact of the matter is, you can't scream out that the election is bullshit and then expect people to continue to vote.
He definitely he set all this stuff up beforehand, and it's like he's like, don't count the mail-in ballots.
Mail-in ballots is voter fraud.
Right? How's that voter fraud? And then they like he's like we won by a landslide. We won the election, but it's like he's like stop counting votes right now. Don't count no more votes. And it's like, how can you as a president say this stuff?
Because you want to win. Because Trump knows that when he's no longer president, life is going to get real hard for him.
Dad's going to jail.
Yo, there are several states that are have been lining up lawsuits for Trump for a while now. And being president gave him immunity from all of these things.
Yeah. And
now that he's lost the presidency, it's about to come bite him all over the ass. But again, the Republican Party, they backed him wholeheartedly because they felt like he riled up the base enough. But now, and most of them didn't fucking believe it. Most of them knew that it was bullshit.
Mm-hmm. But
at this point in time, the Republican Party needs to die. And the storming of the Capitol building was the death throes of that party trying to hold on to power. And it failed. And every last person who was behind it should be prosecuted. And all of the people in the GOP who backed it and who screamed out the same bullshit that Trump was screaming out need to resign and at the very least be expelled from Congress.
I think you're gonna see that in the next couple of months. It's all gonna trickle down to that.
Oh yeah.
So, good times in 2020 and 2021. We only 10 days in.
Yeah. So people thought that 2021, all of the bullshit from 2020 was gonna magically be over. No, sir.
No, Trump said, "Bring that shit with you."
Exactly.
I'm bringing that shit with me.
I brought a knapsack, sir. I packed 2020 with me today.
Oh boy, it's too much. I just want my transplant. That's all I want.
We ain't got time for your transplant. We got bigger fish to fry.
Apparently, we do. So, I think we covered everything we're going to cover.
So, all right, everybody. So that's the show. And as always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Music Play, iTunes, and Spotify.
So thanks for joining us. Subscribe, like, and comment. Share. Let us know what you think about our new little intro video to our page.
Yeah, welcome to the channel.
Yeah, that Stefan did. Stay warm, stay COVID free. Peace out.
Peace.
So